Evening, welcome back to South Africa tonight. It was a busy day for Cricket South Africa as they announced the Proteas T20 World Cup squad and launched a new domestic structure. There will be 15 teams, 8 in Division 1 and 7 in Division 2. CSA's new domestic structure will get underway from the 24th of September for the CSA T20 knockout competition. Now, to chat to us about these developments, we are now joined by CSA Acting CEO Pholetsi Moseki. Very good evening, Mr. Moseki. Thanks for taking the time to speak to me and the sporting fraternity in South Africa. Let's start with this. T20 World Cup squad was announced today. However, there is still the issue of NKWE's replacement. What's the latest on that? Will he be making a U-turn or reversing his resignation?
Evening to you and your listeners, and thank you for having me. No, you're not going to be making a U-turn. As you would recall, the board had requested that I do undertake the appointment of an interim assistant coach. But after engagements with the team management and the DOC, we've decided that based on the short-term nature of the World Cup and the short period before the World Cup itself starts, we'll rather have specialist consultants having the team. While in parallel, we are looking at, filling the assistant coach position more permanently. But for now, it will really be for, having a specialist assistants or consultants helping the team for the World Cup.
All right, in light of alleged racism and maladministration, you've launched the T20 domestic tournament. But if my memory serves me well, I mean, what an embarrassment we experienced just 2 years ago in sponsors pulling out at the wake of CSA's image being damaged by the shocking revelations that were happening throughout the Fudinzi reports and the many other multiple reports that came out of that. Can you ensure that funding will always be available for future tournaments for the good of the sport?
Our challenges were very well documented for the last 2 years, but I do feel that we've really come out of the worst, and the engagements we've had with commercial partners and potential commercial partners have been quite positive, So we are confident that the worst is really past behind us. There can only be great things ahead for cricket, So, not necessarily guaranteed, but I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll be able to make sure that cricket survives and gets sustained in South Africa.
All right, Mark Boucher's name has come up at the SJN hearings quite a lot, especially after allegations of racism directed to Boucher were made, and one specifically by Paul Adams. I mean, Boucher also apologized for offensive songs and offensive nicknames during his playing days with his former teammates. But doesn't CSA feel that Boucher needs to step aside?
If you'd recall, we actually issued a statement when the SJN process commenced that we won't be having a running commentary on the process. We'll allow the process to be finished. We don't want to appear as though we are undermining it. We'll give the Ombuds office enough time and to gather as much evidence as possible, And we'll basically await the report from the Ombudsman before any action is taken. Because I think it's only fair that, all sides are ahead. And then the Ombuds office can finalize the report and give it to the board. And then based on that, we'll obviously see what action is required to be taken.
All right, in view of that, yes, absolutely. I mean, advocates Dumisa and Zebeza will recommend a full report from the SJN hearings describing in detail the allegations made against the potential perpetrators. As the highest member, or should I say the most influential in the CSA hierarchy, what actions must be taken against those that will be found guilty?
We wouldn't want to prejudge the process, I think it's only fair that we wait for the Ombuds to give the report to the board, And based on that, we obviously started the process because we also wanted to start the healing process of in cricket, but also, to take cricket to a better level. So based on that report, we'll see what action is required to be taken so that we can start that healing process, which was really the reason behind the SJN process. And the lessons that have been learned over the last few months, But to say anything now will be process,
All right, fantastic, Mr. Moseki. Final words on the announcements that were made today, of course, ahead of the new tournament and the squad that will be taking charge of the Proteas fire in the United Arab Emirates. That's, of course, in the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, I'm hoping the country is excited. The country will run it behind the boys. We are quite hopeful that the team that was chosen by Victor and his team will represent the country very well, So let's hope that we can finally bring back that trophy. I spoke to Temba earlier and I said, no pressure, but deep down he knows there's quite a lot of pressure. I want to go to that World Cup in Dubai and I want to go there to support the team and bring back that trophy home, So let's all rally behind the team and, they'll surprise us in a few months.
Fantastic. That's Acting Cricket South Africa CEO Pholetsi Moseki just speaking about the squad that was announced ahead of the T20 World Cup and, of course, the domestic fronts, that being the T20 competition. All right.